Hi there. So this is episode 8 of She-Ra and the Princesses of Power, Princess Prom. And whoo boy, a lot happens in this one. Princess Frosta, of the Kingdom of Snows, holds this really special ball where all the princesses of the land come together on neutral ground. Dora, Glimmer and Bow go there to try to win her alliance, but also have fun. And meanwhile, Katra starts to formulate a plan and really manipulate those around her in order to achieve it. Just tons happen in here, and I really feel this is the first time, I believe, since probably the Sword two-parter intro where we really started to progress what is happening in this greater conflict between the rebellion and the Horde. And I really loved it for that. It just really, right out of the starting gate, just wham, tons happened. And I especially love that because it really took what sounded like a simple, almost silly premise of this dance, this prom. It sounds almost trivial. You think of like high schools and prom dates, and honestly that's what I thought, but then no, as it progressed, all this character interaction, manipulation, and by the end, on this huge cliffhanger, it's just, ooh, I really liked it. And the major factor in me liking it is having all of these characters together in one setting. Seeing all the princesses again, Perfuma, Mermista, Entrapta, characters like Seahawk, Scorpia, even Katra's squad. They appear in this episode in a minor role to help Katra with her plan, and I really loved it for that. Seeing all these characters interact with each other, play off of each other. And one character I do have to mention is the new princess, Frosta, which really surprised me. The theme song really didn't make it clear, but Frosta really is a kid, just a little over 10 years old, and she is the leader of her own kingdom. According to the episode, the largest and most well-fortified and defended kingdom in Etheria. And that is really interesting, considering that it continues the trend of the princesses not joining the rebellion for one reason or another when it started. In the case of Perfuma and Plumeria, it was because of naivete. In the case of Mermista and Selenius, it was because of indifference. Entrapta and Drill, because of isolation. And now we have Frosta and the Kingdom of Snows, what seemingly is because of arrogance and ignorance on how they're the most fortified, they're the largest, the Horde has not bothered them, therefore why should they even join? And that really continues playing into the idea of how Etheria is not united against the Horde. This rebellion is not as unified as we think it is, especially since at this moment it's just Bright Moon that is the major defending force, and supposedly the last major kingdom before the Horde can really just come in and take Etheria by storm. Okay, so what else? Oh yeah, the conflict with Glimmer and Bow. At first I felt it didn't belong. It seemed rather childish on Glimmer being jealous of Bow, the idea of losing her only friend or their friendship really changing. But I feel it to be a pretty good character moment for Glimmer because of how she seems to be so comfortable with just her and Bow and Adora. And as she said in the episode, she is afraid that with this Princess Alliance growing, it changes the dynamic, especially with Bow going with Perfuma and not being Glimmer's +1 at this ball. I feel it all comes together by the end of the episode when Glimmer and Bow, they sort of make up. But considering what'll happen in the next episode, I'm really curious to see if their friendship will remain strong, or if what will happen will change their friendship forever. Dora and Katra, again, have a really good dynamic. And it's telling because the last time the two confronted each other in the Seagate, episode 5, it was really Dora was on the defensive, trying to fix the gate, while Katra was lashing out at her. Here it really seemed to be the opposite. You get the sense that because this whole plan of going to the all-princess ball with Scorpia, surprisingly, Scorpia is a princess, who knew? But yeah, using Scorpia's excitement, manipulating Adora's emotions, getting Adora really angered and hot-headed, and violating the neutrality of the ball. This felt like the first time where Katra really seemed like this threat. Whereas she used to be this scorned best friend of Adora, now it really shows like, oh yeah, she is a lot smarter than she thinks everybody else is. Shadow Weaver casting her aside, Adora being the favorite. I wonder if perhaps it's plays into the idea that if Adora and Katra were together, Adora was really the one who did everything, while Katra was left in the dark as the second fiddle, second banana. But with Adora gone, it seemed like Katra was a lot better. She really stepped out onto her own. It makes me feel a bit sad that in order for Katra to unlock and reach her full potential, she had to abandon her best friend, or her best friend abandoned her. It gives this sort of sense of tragedy to it that, again, hopefully will be seen as the show continues. If I had to give my favorite scene, it would probably be the dance scene when Adora and Glimmer and Bow and Perfuma and then Katra are cutting together. Just seeing the characters play off while Katra lays her plan into Adora and everything. So I feel overall this was really tense and dramatic, with a huge cliffhanger. Glimmer and Bow taken, the sword taken too, Frosta seemingly not wanting to join the alliance and rejecting Adora and Glimmer. It's just, I'm really psyched for episode 9. I'm really hoping that this cliffhanger will have a huge payoff and we will really see how things will play out. So I believe that is it for me on this episode for episode 8, Princess Prom. So I'll be seeing you guys next time for part 2 of what seems to be this new arc for She-Ra and the Princess of Power. So I'll see you guys at episode 9. See you around!